Okay, Coder. Today we're going to make a game that pulls a lot of the concepts that we've talked about all together. So, if you're not sure about a lot of these concepts, you can always go back, watch previous videos, or you can ask me. And what I hope is that after we build this today, you'll be able to take this in a new direction and we'll start designing your game. I'll have a few other projects going forward, but that's my big hope for after this. So today we're making a game called Monkey Mayhem. And to do this, well, first thing, let's pick a backdrop. So remember, go up to menu backdrop. I'm going to pick a brick wall. This is just a suitable backdrop for our game. Where is it? Here, that's the track. Brick wall, there it is. And we need a sprite. Since it's Monkey Mayhem, we do need a monkey. I'll have to go to animals, narrow this down a bit. And here's our monkey choices. I like this monkey a little better. You can always change the game by making a different animal. Alright, now I want to make him move back and forth. So I'm going to have a start event. We're going to set the rotation style so he can only move back and forth. To left, right, and instead of don't rotate or all around. So it's going to move only left and right, and he's going to have a start position. So we always want him to start in the same place. We'll have him go to 0, -90. So when we start, he's always going to go to that start position down near the bottom of the screen. So next we need a loop. A forever loop to control his movement. So we will do a sensing conditional here. If the left arrow is pressed, what should happen? Well, he should point in that direction. Which is -90, right? Point to the left, and he should move in that direction. We're going to have him move 10 steps. And for looks, we will use, as we used in our example video before, the next costume. So he'll constantly move him back and forth between the costumes to give him an illusion of movement. So right now if I run it, it should only work on the left because I haven't programmed the right yet, but you can see him, whoa, he's moving to the left. Very cool. So I'm going to need to repeat this. I'm going to have to put another. So if the left arrow is going to press this, but now we need to do if a right arrow is pressed. So let's put a right arrow in there and repeat the blocks above. So point in the other direction, move 10 steps, and looks next costume. So now we have a monkey. When we run it, that moves left and he moves right. So whoa, he runs back and forth. Okay, very cool. Next we'll need another sprite. So we need a, well, of course, bananas are great for monkeys, so let's use the banana sprite. So now we have a new sprite. So for this one, we're also going to have an event for when it starts. What's the banana going to do? So we have the monkey script, and now we're going to have the banana script. So the monkey will also have a rotation style of left-right. Let's set that. But it's going to point in a different direction it's going to point straight up. So even the rotation style makes the bananas not flip sideways, even though I'm pointing it in another direction. But this will make it so that he can throw the bananas up only, because he's going to throw them up at something to knock it down. That's going to be the goal. So, and we're going to show him, because later on we're going to make those bananas disappear, you'll see. Now we need a block. Similar as before, we need to use a forever block. And repeat until. So we haven't gone over this, but there's different kinds of loops. We did the loops that it loops a certain amount of times. We did the loops that it loops forever. But this loop is a loop that does it until something happens. So do this until, like you might eat food until you are full. You might drink water until you are not thirsty anymore. You might keep running until you're out of breath. So this is an until statement. So in this one, repeat until the space bar is pressed. We'll have it go to monkey 1. So now when we do it, it should go right to monkey 1. So now we need to repeat 35. Let's do another control block. So this one will repeat 35 times. And move 10 steps. So he has his bananas. Let's do another if statement. Let's make this an if else actually. So now we're going to pick a random number. But we're going to do an equal in equals. So we're going to pick a random number from 1 to 2. So basically what we're doing here is we're giving it a random chance, a 1 and 2 chance. If it's 1, it's going to pick a random number, either 1 or 2. If it's 1, it's going to do this. So you see it's going to happen half the time, basically. We'll have it go to 210. Negative 140. The other half of the time it's going to go to negative 210, negative 140. So now we have a monkey who can throw his banana straight up. He can throw them straight up. But I seem to have a problem that he's always picking up the bananas. It's always going right to him. So let's have another show button here. And let's put a wait in there so that doesn't happen anymore. So it will wait until touching the monkey one. Let's try it now. So now after he throws it, he has to go pick up the banana so he can throw it again. And sometimes it should appear so it's appearing in the same place. Seems to be an error. Let's try if it's 2. See if it still happens. Oh, I see. I did the wrong value here. That's why. I need a negative. Oops. So now it should appear on the left and right. Let's go pick it up, throw it, throw the bananas. Still going on the right. There it is over on the left. So now he has to go pick up his bananas every time in order to throw them. Because if he throws it, obviously he doesn't have them anymore. It goes back down. He has to pick up another pair and throw it. Okay, so that's working well. So next we need something to throw the bananas at. So I need another animal. I need a flying animal. Ooh. Let's do the bat. Let's do the black one. Does he have different costumes? He does. So we can have him flap and fly. Ooh, I like that one. Okay. So obviously we need a script for him. So his event is also going to start when it's clicked. We're also going to set him to right left rotation style. And now we're going to do a loop. Forever loop. We're going to set his go position where he's going to start from every time. But let's have him start in a random place this time. So let's have him always start up high. Oops, 300. But let's make, just going to start on one side, but let's make the height random. So in order to do that, I'm going to pick a random number. The y is going to be a random number from 1 to 100. Just try that. We can always adjust it later. He's going to point in the right direction. He's going to point to the right, and we'll have to set the speed too. So for this, we're going to have to create a variable, I think. Yep. We'll call the variable speed. We'll say it's for this sprite only because it's only going to affect the bat. So it's not, not everyone has a speed. Okay. Now you see how we have speed appearing on the screen here? We can make that disappear by unchecking it. So we don't want the bat speed to show every time. So we're going to uncheck the speed. And now we're going to set the speed to, and we're going to pick a random number for this one too. So it's going to come in at a random speed and a random place on the screen, somewhat random. So let's have a speed, say, well, we can always adjust this later, but we'll say 1 to 20 for now. Now we're going to do another repeat until. And what would make the bat do something different than flying? A banana has to hit it. So we're going to wait until it's touching a banana. And there it is, bananas. So as soon as the bananas, touch the bat. We're going to have it speed, steps, and we're going to put on if, on edge, bounce. So constantly it's going to move this many steps, and if it's on edge bounce, it's going to fly back and forth until it's hit by bananas, and then it's going to broadcast a message. The message we're going to send, because we don't want to, I know that at P in class we've been using message 1, message 2, sending it back and forth, but we really want to name the message so it has meaning, because again, when we're doing our games, this can get pretty complicated. So the message is going to be hit by banana. And I haven't taught you this, but in order to make things easy to read, since variables and most things have to be with no spaces, we use something called camel case. So every new word we start with a capital letter to make it easier to read. Hey, see how that's easier to read than doing it in all small letters? So we're going to have him hit by bananas. That'll broadcast that message. He's going to point in a different direction. Since we're going to have him fall from the sky, we're going to have him point down. And then we have to have him repeat. So he's got to fall down out of the sky. So I think that's about 40. We will move 10 steps. So let's try it. So he's flying. I'm going to try and hit him. Oh, and after I hit him, see, I missed him. Let's slower that time, but now I'm going to hit him, and he falls down. Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, I got him. Easier when he's slow. But you can make this challenging by making the bats smaller. You can make the bananas smaller. You can make him move always pick faster. So instead of his speed being 1 to 20, maybe you'll have it 10 to 20 or 15 to 20. So he's always going to move fast. Just maybe different variations of fast. Or you could always have him move the same speed, but I think that would be too easy too. You'd start to be able to time it. So we have so far a bananas, and we have the bat. So we just need some finishing touches here, because you know this isn't a finished game now until we do a few things. So we can always create a new variable here. Let's see. Let's make a variable. We'll make a variable time. We could also make a variable score. Oops. So I would like you to try to, instead of giving you the basics of the game, now try to keep score, so you can keep a score of how many bats you actually get, and try to do a, let's see if you can do this. You're going to have the game last a certain amount of time, say 60 seconds or 30 seconds, or maybe it can be a variable too, but see how, oops, I misspelled that. Let's delete that. But you're going to have a time variable, and so every game's going to last the same amount of time, and you're going to see how high a score you get in that time. So it's going to track a countdown that's going to show, and it's also going to have a score that's going to show. And at the end, you should probably say game over. So this is my challenge to you. I'm going to see if you can do that. You can also add any other embellishments to it if you want. Once you're done with your game, please show it to me, share it with me, and show it to me. And we'll make sure, if you're having any problems with this, that we get those ironed out. and then you can have some of your peers try it, your friends try it as well. So good luck.